wear my sunglasses inside. That's it. That's it. That's it. Also, it is Sony Pride Month. Okay? We have all the Sony products. And I'm not saying I use a Sony camera, and a Sony headset, and Sony glasses. But I use all of said products. And let's begin this glorious thing. Welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Build series. My name is Modstab. In last episode, we built this beautiful, beautiful thing over here, also known as Castle Library. I love this room. I love these lanterns. I love everything. All right, so in today's episode, I want to do a couple things. First and foremost, let's get down to business, okay? Hello, window. Why are you open? Did I break it? Nope, we're good. All right, so let's get down to business. Like, comment, subscribe. And after you subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you can stay up to date on all the things that I do. That's right. And then after that, feel free to check out my gear in the comment section down below. There are Amazon links. Once you get there, feel free to buy everything and be just like me. I didn't leave a link to my shirt or anything, but I can if you guys would like. So go ahead and check all that stuff out. And now that we are done with the business aspect of things, let's go. Okay, so I'm thinking I want to try to build like 2 or 3 rooms today since the last one was kind of short and drawn out. Probably don't belong in the same sentence together, but it is what it is. So we have couple rooms here. So we're going to put one here, one on the very end, one on the very end over here. And let's get started. So I'm thinking, let me make sure this is far enough away. Oh gosh, that's okay. Oh man. We have so much space to fill. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. Oh no. All right. Well, you know what? Here we go. I'm going to give me a minute to think and figure out how I want this to work, because I did not expect there to be this much space. Oh gosh. All right. Maybe we'll just have a dead space where there's just nothing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, I'm going to do that real quick. I'll be back with you guys once I figure out the spacing for all the stuff you'd use. All right. My camera's cooking. Better. All right. We'll see you guys once we figure that out. And we are back. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't change anything about my appearance. Still Sony shirt. Still Sony glasses. I can't really see when I have these on because everything's polarized and it looks weird. So I'm taking them off. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm joined by my wife off camera. She wanted to spend time watching me build things. All right, so we have 3 rooms and I put signs in front of all of them. So we're thinking here. Giant storage room. Now this is probably going to be the least exciting room to build in the whole thing because it's just a bunch of barrels and a bunch of cases and a bunch of chests and stuff. Whatever. But we'll make it look nice. And then we have man. And then we have a ladies because they're washrooms. Okay. Yes. Let's see. Yeah. If that isn't a hint, I don't know what is. Anyways, let's go ahead and get ready to build this storage room. This is huge, humonga giant. So what I'm thinking, we want some scaffolding, probably make it look nice and fancy. We're gonna want some slab diginos, and I want it to look slightly more industrial. So I'll probably do the polished andesite slabs. Yeah, and then we'll do fences, and then I think the most industrial we can look here is like another brick because it's got that dark bricky metally tone. Then we want chest. Oh, not CJ, chest. Let's do a couple inner chests. We'll do regular chests. I don't need the signs anymore. And then we also do barrels. Yes, barrels. Barrels. And I don't need any of these anymore. What else are we going to need for... Oh yeah, lanterns. So we're going to need some lanterns. All right. And then after that, I think we're about done for what we would need for this. I mean, maybe we can do like rail or whatnot. Maybe we could do rails. I'm not sure. We'll figure out. We can have like a cart like going around. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there, but we'll probably do like a cart running around pushing all these beautiful mine carts in circles. I don't know. We'll figure that out once we get there. But let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm thinking is along the sides, I would want something on the kind of on the sides of all of these, but I don't want them to be humonga giant. So what I'm thinking here, now the trick for this is going to be putting like a bunch of the storage shelves in such a way where you can still place things on top of them without being like super awkward. We'll have like a little kind of a corner shelf. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do like a little corner shelf. All right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a few of these kind of laid out in areas that make no sense at all because I'm just randomly placing them at this point. Oopsies. All right. And then a little baby one by the door because life. All right, so we have these guys squared away. And what I'm thinking here is we can put like, yeah, fences like right on the end of these guys. And they'll kind of act as like little pillars essentially for like the storage. All right. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get all these started. I'm going to get the pillars and shelves and kind of things taken care of. And then we can go through how I did what I did and design wise and all that kind of stuff once we get it all squared away. Yeah, that makes sense. No, I don't like it. We're going without him. All right, jump cut in 3, 2. All right, team. So we went ahead and we finished the storage room. Mostly off camera because I don't want this video to be too awful long for you guys. There's a couple things I do want to point out though. So these scaffolding, I love these so much. The fact that you can climb up and down and kind of move around and things like that creates this illusion of ladders without having to put the ladders in there, which are one of my least favorite things. But you can climb all the way up on top and do all the stuff up here. You can run around in circles. Speaking of, let's go ahead and pop down a couple here so you guys know how they work. If you aren't familiar, essentially all you do is you click on a block, right? And then if you click on that same block again, it keeps stacking and stacking and stacking. But if you get rid of the bottom one, they all get rectaginoed. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go 2 high there. We'll go 3 high there, and then we'll go 1 here. So that way you can kind of stepping stool and get into stuff. And you can store anything you want. Now, I put a few of these kind of torches around because I just like the style of how they look. I think it's really cool. I think it's really nice. It fits the theme. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I did that. All you do is you, boop, place a little anvil inside of a item frame. And then on the very back, you see how you can highlight that back block still? You can still put a torch up. Look at that. Is that not amazing? It just looks so nice. It's not the cheapest thing on like a, let's say a survival world. But my goodness, on a creative world, they just look so nice. They have that nice medieval flair. And I didn't want to just like, lanterns, everybody have a lantern. I didn't want to do that because I like them, but it's one of those things where if you just use them too often, you're just going to get sick of them. And quite frankly, this is just a storage room. So what I did was I put a little, like the andesite slabs. I put the nether fence, and I just put a combination of like the nether chest, and barrels because they're all type of storage. Now on here, I did go ahead and put the barrels upright because we don't need them sideways. We're not trying to get in them or store anything. Whereas over here, they're kind of for use. Now the reason I decided to put nether chests in here outside of, or ender chests outside of the fact that, well, they're ender chests is, you can't really tell here, but let's go, boop. See how they create a little bit of light? So it kind of helps fill in some of these gaps, like in the middle, for instance. If I get rid of that guy, it darkens it up a little bit. But we want it to kind of have that warmness, but also the whole idea of like it's a storage, so you don't want it to be super bright and overbearing and stuff. So this is a storage room. Now, if you guys have questions on how I built any of this, please feel free to let me know. But I just figured this was going to be kind of boring in the sense of I'm literally just putting slabs, some pillars, and I'm just placing chests and stuff everywhere. And a couple spots can be left open. Like, for instance, here, like, I could probably just leave that open, and it looks nice. And up here, I'll leave that one open. And, like, here, we'll delete one of those chests. Like, you can really customize this to your heart's content. I just kind of slapped a bunch of stuff up here really quick and put some of the scaffolding so you can climb up and down and whatnot. But it's very straightforward. It's just a couple slabs, fences to get these guys started. Oh, I didn't realize that barrels had that interaction and chests didn't. Very cool. And then here in the middle, I put the oak logs just upright, and then oak slabs across because it fits theme and it separates it from the floor. I think that was one of the biggest things and the biggest reasons as to why I did that. So, yeah, I think this is about the only complicated thing, so to speak, in the entirety of this room. Everything else is you can customize it to your heart's content. I just wanted to have kind of that industrial, but also have that old school feel of like a castle. So yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next two rooms. Now the next two rooms, I'm not gonna leave both on camera. We're gonna go into we're gonna go in here. and we're going to create a washroom. Now I did change the outside here. That way you can kind of get this nice little walkway, nice little patio. Where you can walk out and not have to be like drop down right away. But anyway, so we're gonna mirror this exactly on the other side. So what I'm gonna do is, in efforts to keep this one not super long, but also not horribly, you know, not horribly English. So I didn't want to keep this episode too long, but I also don't want to have it be too short and not have any content in the middle. So I'll leave this one in, and we'll try to do this one all in our entirety, and I'll probably have to customize the floor first. Maybe we'll figure that out, but yeah, we'll take care of that. So we'll go ahead and get this room taken care of, and then I'll customize the floor afterwards, and then we will show you guys what the finished product looks like on the other side once we finish this side. So let's go ahead and give me just a minute here to figure out what blocks and things like that I want to have in this room, and then I'll be back when we do that. Okay, so excuse me, I'm pretty sure I found how I want the layout for this place to be, at least in a fairly rough estimation. So what I'm thinking here is I'm gonna put all the polished the diorite blocks on the floor. We'll finish that later, but I do want to get to the actually building portion, and then we can kind of fill it out and show you guys how it looks after the fact, kind of like a before and after. Yeah, so I have the layout that I'm thinking I'm going to put these blocks as a floor because I think they look a lot like a tiled floor. But let's go ahead and get this thing started. So first thing a restroom always needs, a little bit of a garbage right at the end, okay? So we're going to use a composter because you can actually put things in it, and it'll actually build stuff up. Now, let's see, where do I want the layout? So this is the, what is it, the men's washroom? Yep, we're in the men. So we're gonna go ahead and have a couple, like, for lack of a better term, we're gonna do some, like, countertops and spaces and things like that that'll have like a like hand washers, also known as sinks. You know, sometimes English is just a really hard language for me, and you guys might be able to tell that by now, but if you can't, well, where have you been every episode of this entire channel? So yeah, so what we're gonna do here, and I want to go ahead and put some water in there because they are sinks after all, right? And now we're gonna do a couple things. Now, what was it? A lever. I want a lever. All right, we can get rid of the composter now because, well, we're done with that. All right, we're just gonna put these levers pointing down because they're sinks, right? They look kind of like faucets. I mean, that's about as close as we're gonna get. Excuse me. And then every single thing always has like glass around it, or mirror. They're all kind of the same thing, right? Glass, window, mirror, same thing. There's no real good way to do that. So all I'm gonna do is, let's see. We're gonna do a regular glass pane. No, we're not. We'll figure that out when we get there. Yeah, we'll figure that out once we get there. I think there's a little space that I have in between where maybe I could do something fanciful, but we'll figure that out once we get there. In the meantime, we're just gonna pretend like none of it ever happened. All right, so now we have that taken care of, and then let's see. So we have the wash area taken care of. Now what we need to do is we need to get kind of like stalls, and we're gonna go. Let's see. We're gonna go 4 wide. Let's go 4 wide. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna have 2 of those, and then we're just gonna do something like this. Put a little doorway in there. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep it simple, right? But these are gonna be the fancy stalls that are like super enclosed, okay? So we're like high class right now. And then you guys might notice that I do have a campfire in my little inventory slot down there. That is because, that's right, we're gonna make, I hope this turns out the way I'm thinking, but we're gonna make a little sauna. Yeah, that's right, we're gonna make it a fancy sauna. So we're gonna come around here, right? We're gonna come up to here, we're gonna curve, we're gonna have 2 spaces, oopsies. And I wanna give it a little bit of a walkway here, so we're just gonna go here. And there's no specific math as to why I chose this particular spacing on it, honestly. It's just, that's kind of how it worked out. All right, let's go in here and let's do this. Let's get these blocks placed. We're going to leave that open as a back. Yeah. But for now, we have something like this. And the only reason the stairs are there, quite frankly, is to just give it a little bit more depth. You know, separate it from the stall a little bit. So that way somebody doesn't wonder in here, oh my gosh, which one's the stall? They all look the same. Ah, it's the sauna. Now I can't make it. And okay. We all know that that's exactly how it would happen in real life. But without further ado, let's continue this build. So what I was kind of hoping with this, like, with this build series in general, is to kind of create that inspiration. Now, I'm not the first one by any means to think of this in any capacity. I think the first person who really, at least that I paid attention to, that really did like these quote-unquote inspiration series was actually a channel by the name of Kraus. And if you haven't checked him out yet, he doesn't do a whole lot of Minecraft anymore. However, he's still one of like has some of the most creative ideas in like Minecraft that I can think of. Yeah, so it's just, he's one of the guys who kind of like inspired me to start doing like Minecraft little builds here and there. I don't know. Why am I filling in the floor? We're getting distracted. Okay. When I ramble, I get heavily distracted. Now, what I'm looking to do here is I kind of want to put some of these bad boys down. Don't worry, I'll close it up. I'll close it up. But I kind of want to put a handful of these just all over the place. Now, if you've never been in like a actual sauna, essentially all it does is you just heat up a bunch of water and it creates a bunch of steam. All right, and so I'm hoping what'll happen once we get this squared away. Yes, 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 yes. Then we can do something like this. Then we have, we're gonna put water in here. And then we're gonna put like another staircase this way. Perfect. That worked exactly how I wanted it to. You have fire. So essentially what happens is you either like get a hose or you get a bucket or something and you put it on like a coal fire. And what that does is that creates a lot of steam and it puts like moisture and things like that in the air, and it's like, it feels real nice. So now I think we're good. Like, but the thing is, I guess we probably want to cap this bad boy off because all saunas are enclosed, because otherwise you would lose most, if not all, of the heat that you're trying to utilize to clean your body out. You know, clean your body of toxins, just get relaxed and have a good old time. Good old time. And they do have benches. So what I'm gonna do here is, let's see. We're gonna be lazy boys, and we're gonna do let's do birch because that fits the theme. At least I think it fits the theme. So we're gonna go ahead and have a couple like a couple benches maybe. And usually they're like tiered benches, so you have like multiple different levels that kind of you can incline. So like, for instance, this bottom seat would be one level and then this top seat would be a second level. So you could have multiple people just all hanging out on a bench. But yeah, look at that. Isn't that awesome? We got the little steamy doos. And then let's figure out, let's go ahead and do, we're gonna come across here like that. Now let's do, let's see. We're gonna do glass doors, like the birch doors. I know birch tends to work really well with these like bright whites. Yeah, look at that. Now you can come in here and have a good old time in the sauna. And we have the little tinkle rooms. Let's see what blocks we're gonna use for those. Where are we at? Now let's see. Now I think the problem is with this is we would want it to be like on a half slab, but I didn't build this whole area on a half slab. I built it on a whole one. Let's see. You know what? We could just be really super lazy. Let's see what we got going on here. We could be really lazy with this, and then we could just put a, let's do it. There we go. And then we could do a, where are we at? Oh my goodness, I'm hitting everything. Let's try. Nah, I don't want to do it that way. Let's figure this out. Give me just a minute to figure out how I want this to look when it comes to the stalls. And then I will be right back once I figure all that out. And we have Return Arenoed. So I don't remember exactly how far along I got with you guys. I know we did this, and I think we were just contemplating restroom. So I didn't know what I was going to do for stalls, honestly. So I just took the... Let's get this bad boy. I just took the smoker and I just inlaid that and then we did an item frame with some wool and we got the squatty potty, okay? So it's not like the perfect height. You just gotta squat over it and just hope your aim is true. All right, so we got that. But the one thing I did do off camera that I think is kind of nifty, and it's not a perfect one-for-one representation because I don't have the right amount of spacing, so I had to kind of cut some buildings in half and artificially make it look like it. But if you look over here to the left, you can see that we have like mirrors, and I did like a mirror image of what was actually in this room. And the closer you walk up to it, the more obvious it is. But all I did was I just literally built the same exact stuff in the room adjacent to us, so that it looked kind of like we had a mirror going on, like a mirror effect. And it's not perfect, but it looks close enough. Whereas you're kind of walking by, you can be like, oh wow, like I could see that being a mirror. All right. So now, with all that in mind, I mean, it's a pretty simple build. And instead of filling all of them in with the diorite blocks, I realized, you know what, like, we have a sauna. Now, with the sauna, your feet are going to be absolutely soaked, and you don't want to come out on a tile floor where you could slip and fall. And you would want wood so that it would absorb some of that water on you. So, yeah, we left most of it actually as a wood flooring. Now, with all that being said, I do have to go ahead and build the next area. Now, one thing I need to do is reflect everything once again. But on the next one, I'm going to try to do it as a 1-for-1 if possible, because I think it would look really nice if we did that and tried to get that spacing as a 1-for-1. I don't know. I actually like how this looks with that shallow field of depth. Like it, yeah. You know what? I think we're just going to keep it as it is. I think we're going to keep it as is. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do this thing, and I'm going to jump right over there, and we're going to live the dream. All right, so I'm going to build this ladies' room, and then we're going to go from there. All right, team. So after a very, very long session of building, I want to go ahead and take you guys on a tour of what we accomplished today, or kind of a recap, for lack of a better term. Now, I have these doors here because there was no other way to do the mirror effect without doing this. So now we just have a fancy little light that's hidden behind a door. It is what it is. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the storage. And before I do that, yay, doorway. All right, so it's just a real simple, we kind of walk through how we built it, but it's just kind of, it's got that nice dark tonality to it. It's just got boxes and torches and things everywhere. It just feels like a storage room. Isn't much else to explain there. Now, this is where the creativity, at least in today's episode, took a little bit of a spin. Where, oh, I forgot to add the garbage in the other one. Oh, well, we'll figure it out later. But anyways, we wanted to have a sauna in here. So we came in here, we made a real simple sauna. We got the floor smoking. Isn't that beautiful? We got the water and all that good happy stuff. It's great. It's awesome. I need to add a sauna. And by sauna, I mean I need to add the smokiness to the other room. And then here we have the glorious restroom with the dibbly dobblers. All right, look at us go. Look at us doing the great things. Nice. The squatty potties. And then we had added this mirror effect, which it isn't overly complex, but it is time consuming because you have to perfectly mirror the room next to it. Now, this one did a little bit better than the previous one because the depth of field is a little better. I don't know what we did on this other side of this build, but I think that we messed up some dimensions in some capacity somehow because none of the spacing is the same as over there. So I had to sacrifice a couple things here and there to make things work as intended. Now, I forgot to add. Man, I forgot to add a lot of things on this side, didn't I? All right. All right. Fire, 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 fire. Yes, fire. Fire everywhere. Fire for everyone. All right, now we're going to have the smokiness in this sauna as well. And I think I did. I know I failed, but I'm going to have to do this. It's just we did a lot of things that we probably shouldn't have. There we go. All right, now we're caught back up, okay? I've forgotten the other one yeah, I left that as wood, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. Either way. But now we got the same exact thing on this side, but what I meant was I had to, it was one block shorter this way, and I think it was one block shorter this way as well. So we're off on our dimensions by one block on each side on this particular portion of the build. But it is what it is. And then we have this fancy little walkway out here. But you know what? There was a lot of jump cuts in today's episode. There was a lot of chaos, and there was a lot of thinking that had to happen to get done what we got done. And you know what? I like it. I'm enjoying. Man. All right. I'm enjoying it. I like it. We're gonna go hang out in the sauna. Okay. Just gonna have a good old time. Thank you guys so much. Wait. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's episode of the Minecraft Castle Build series. Remember, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Great tools for you to get in touch with me. Let me know what you liked, didn't like, and what you want to see next. And without further ado, I'm going to shut my filthy little cake hole, and we will see you next time. A toodles.